We've got now Pramod Bhasin joining us. Thank you very much, Pramod. You've done so many great things in your life, but I think the peak of your achievements is when you were on the board of NDTV, and then and we worked together a lot, and we could tell your compassion. So now you're working with HelpAge for many years. It must be a really it must take all your emotions, right? It's such an important area to be working in.
Yes, it is, Pranay. It's lovely to be on the show. Thank you so much. And lovely to be talking to you, even though it's only virtually, Pranay. I've loved my days at being on the board of NDTV, and now since then with HelpAge also, it's been very, very interesting and stimulating. I think the issues for the elderly in India are massive. You know, we have 160 million, 1.6 crore elderly people. By the way, Pranay, I don't know if anybody has mentioned, but you and I are part of that gang of the older elderly people, just in case
for yourself.
Forget. They're talking about you and me also. So let's just keep that in mind.
Exactly.
But as we go forward, I think the issues around the aged people, older people in India is actually massive. So simple things about being an economic burden on their families, which is why they get ill-treated, not having the right access to healthcare or not even knowing what their rights are, what the benefits are they could get. Cataract, self-help groups that they need to keep themselves financed. Just simple disease causes such huge issues for them. And HelpAge has done a lot of wonderful work in this area over the many years, reaching across to 2 to 3 million people a year. We're just fortunate to be able to work with them, quite honestly. I love the work they do. We're trying to see how can we expand our footprint to cover perhaps over time 15 to 20 million different people across, you know, the older people like you and me, how they can reach people who are elderly, especially in the rural areas, and touch them in ways that really matter. I think there's perhaps we don't understand how badly off the elderly can be when they don't provide any income. They become a burden on their families. They are turfed out of their homes. As somebody was just saying, you know, the larger number of the elderly living alone are women. What do they do when they need some simple medicine? What do they do when they need doctors? So we're working with them in a variety of areas. We're working with them on things like reaching out through mobile health units, which there's over 100 of them that HelpAge runs, reaching out to try and do cataract surgery. And, you know, we have a noble goal of saying we'll eliminate cataract surgery. But at times like today, as we know, the elderly are easily the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
So I think we need a massive added effort here. I would love to pledge some money. I promise you on the show, I will pledge it. I'd love to pledge 5 lakhs right now on the show. I'll add that to the pie if I can.
That's wonderful to hear. On top of all the work you're doing to pledge money, and I know how much you're doing already for seniors, it's wonderful. So last very quick question and answer, that what makes this special for you, looking after our seniors?
I think we all, well, apart from the fact that you and I are getting there, Pranay, I hate to keep saying that, but it's true.
But no, seriously. Yeah. You are a bacha in comparison.
Right, sure. Okay. I think we've all been brought up. My father was the most influential person in my life. My daughter's sitting here. I don't think she'll say the same about me, although she might. Who knows what she'll say? She's sitting here not happy with that comment. But anyway, India is a unique place with a unique society. We are brought up with great influence from our elders. We don't become independent that early. He was, and my mother was the most influential person. We were brought up in large families with grandparents. We watched them all grow. They've influenced us massively. More than that, though, far more than that, is once we started working with HelpAge, it became obvious how deep the issues are regarding the elderly across India. It's not a subject that a lot of people think about, Pranay, as you know, as Sharma was talking earlier. it's way back on the back burner. Everybody talks about many other things, and yet their conditions can be desperate. Sheer loneliness, Pranay. Sheer loneliness.
Yeah, lonely, all
Parents
kinds
living
of things
alone,
coming
whose
together.
families
Yeah,
have
very
moved
true.
away.
Very true.
So many things like that. So if that doesn't stir you to do something, I don't know what will.
No, I think that's
So I'm
important.
delighted
And that
you're
entire
doing this.
point,
I
Mr. Bhasin,
hope
that you
people-
talk
Thank you.
about loneliness, we'll talk about that in a while. But thank you so much, sir, for your